What's up, Gemini? Pati the Amagan Mystic here with your Mercury retrograde reading. I already posted, our Cancer season readings. And then I realized we're also going into a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer. So I thought it would be helpful to give you a heads up on what you can expect for, things to come up. If you're not familiar with Mercury retrograde, you can just watch my previous video, just like a little tidbit about it. If you are aware of, what Mercury retrograde means and blah, 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 then let's get into it, okay? I'm not an astrologer. I just do my own research and I share, my own experience. So I've been having a lot of issues in the last hour running out of storage and my video's cutting off. So my poor Taurus, I didn't get to say bye at the end of it, but this one hopefully we will. So thank you, Universe Spirit Taurus. What things can we expect to come up to be revisited during Mercury retrograde for Gemini? What can our Geminis expect to kind of revisit, reevaluate, release, renew, reduce, reuse, recycle during this Mercury retrograde? I mean, they are coming in hot. That is for sure. Interesting. Any final messages for our Geminis at this time? What can they expect to reevaluate or revisit during this Mercury retrograde? Alrighty, you have a lot of interesting. Okay. We have King of Wands and King of Swords both coming up. So I feel like two kings and you being a Gemini, I don't know, it's giving like, the two sides of your personality. I'm not calling you two-faced because I don't believe that that's true. I do feel that you're a very dynamic being who has lots to offer and lots within. So you have King of Wands and King of Swords. So I feel like your mental energy, being a Gemini, you're an air sign, but then also your creativity, your passion, your expression, because Geminis are also very expressive and creative and passionate. So I feel like, maybe taking a step back and reevaluating and looking at the different aspects of yourself. Obviously, we're multifaceted. They're not just two sides, right? But I feel like we have Larimar here and Black Spinel. So I feel like being grounded in your mental approach to things, like being practical and grounded, right? 333. And also Larimar is like being very calm and soothing and grounded in your approach of like when you're expressing yourself, because Larimar is, like oceanic, calming, soothing, expressive, authentic, communicative energy that helps us. And then the Black Spinel here is definitely going to be like more calming. I don't know where that came from. Maybe calming, grounding, very like cleansing and clarifying any kind of like heaviness, because this is like covered in like black, like dark energy, and it's not necessarily dark, but it could be like a rigid, heavy, strict way of thinking that's not allowing you to be more open. You literally, okay, that's wild. You have like two sides of the same coin is like what wanted to come through, but I don't even know what that would mean in relation to a Gemini. So, but I think you're definitely reconsidering like the different facets of yourself. And if you want to be more calm, cool, and collected, more grounded in your, logical approaches to things and your thoughts and how you move through your life, but also wanting to be more, expressive, more passionate, compassionate, courageous, creative in your life. I feel like you're allowed to do that. You have 2 aces also coming up. You have Ace of Cups and Ace of Coins also. That's so funny, especially for being a Gemini, because they're literally like 2, and Geminis are 2. But this is giving, okay, Ace of Cups is like a new relationship, a new kind of like emotional fulfillment, a new emotional opportunity. It could be an offer of love. It could be an offer of creation, of creativity, something passionate, something that you feel like coming from your heart space. And cobalto-calcite, the rock that goes with it, is very heart-based energy, but calcites are also very grounded. So maybe being more grounded in your approach to love, to relationships, to starting new things, being more loving and compassionate and just like open in that aspect of like starting something new or starting fresh. Then we have Ace of Coins with Moss Agate, which is like a new opportunity for work. Something more practical, more grounded again, in your approach, but a new opportunity to make some money, a new opportunity to express yourself. Maybe these 2 things go together. Moss Agate is another, like, there's a lot of grounding energy that's coming into your reading and the way that you approach things. Moss Agate is a great stone of abundance and manifestation and like being connected to the earth, being connected to the trees, being connected to nature. So I feel like there's a very like nature and nurture aspect to, maybe the things that you're going to be experiencing and inviting in. We have Queen of Swords also with a black diamond. Again, I'm not familiar with this crystal because I haven't used it. But with it being black and with it being a diamond, I feel like it's also, and it being tied to the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords could be a rigid female figure in your life. It just is what it is. Or it could be an aspect of yourself too. But I feel like having the kings here and then having a queen, I feel like it's maybe a female counterpart, or it could be, an older female in your life, somebody that could be like a mother figure, somebody you look up to, or somebody who was there for you, somebody who's there to guide you, somebody whose approval you might want is coming through. This is all very interesting. But Queen of Swords, like, she is very rigid and very set in her ways. She's very, logical and like thoughtful in her approach, calculated. And black and diamonds, it's feeling very grounded, very protective, very clear. So it's somebody who could be just like very, I don't know, overprotective of you, possibly. So that could be an interesting energy that's coming up for you. And it being Cancer season and the retrograde being in the sign of Cancer, which is, the area of like home life, motherhood, relationships, love, like our security, our stability, like our surroundings, our home, like internal life. Yeah, that could be like something interesting that's coming up for you. So take that with a grain of salt. Like, share, subscribe. I love you. I hope that was helpful in some sense of like, kind of the things to expect coming up for you during this retrograde and how to be mindful in approaching it. Let me know how this works out. Love you guys. Bye.